Hello, goddesses who are doing this Fuck Your Love Fears challenge. Let's get up close and personal. So, I just did a live video in the Relational Embodied Intimacy group where it was supposed to be an interview with a highly conscious man. And he didn't realize, or he forgot that it was Eastern Standard Time and he is Pacific Standard Time. And I looked back at the email and it clearly said Eastern Standard Time. And he said, okay, that's 1 o'clock my time. So the whole truth is he's wrong. And I share this story with you because I want you to follow it as it opens up. So here I am. Now there's a part of me that's intimidated by him because he works with men. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, he's working with men to be better daters. And the reason why I'm so excited about how I approach this with him is it's the perfect scenario where I could go into that's okay, let's just reschedule. And in fact, that's what I did to begin with. But we're here today. I'm going to make it a short video, 20 minutes, hopefully, to talk about the whole truth. Now, I can choose to rationalize and say, oh, oops, we messed up the time. That's one way. Or I can say, look back. We actually did know I was in Eastern Standard Time and you fucked up. Right? So that's being nice or making him wrong. The third option, which is what I'm really excited to tell you about, is to share the whole truth. When you share the whole truth, there is discomfort, okay? You will be uncomfortable. Can you accept that? Can you accept that if you speak the whole truth to a man, he might get upset, but that it's okay for you to share that anyway? The biggest thing, it's not even proper English, is that women think if you tell a man that there's something that doesn't feel right or something that feels off, that it's going to offend him. Right? 1955, that's bullshit, that you're going to offend him, that he's going to be fighting with you. He might. I don't know. But it's been so long that women are not speaking the full truth and we've been coddling men's egos. That is not okay, actually. And it's what mothers do to their sons. And so if you're in a relationship, or when you are in a relationship and it turns out to be best friends, it's usually because you are coddling the man's ego. So what if he's wrong? So what if he gets offended? You speaking your truth, even though it's uncomfortable, is something that your pride and your accomplishment will feed your soul, so that you'll start to build the muscle of, it's okay to speak the full truth. It's okay if I offend. It's okay if he's uncomfortable. And for you to own the words by saying, these are my words and I have spoken. So try that on for a minute. These are my words and I have spoken. It's a very powerful declaration. These are my words and I have spoken. The bigger secret is when men hear the truth, I want to say every fucking time, it's so refreshing that it slays them. So last night we talked about doming your date, and I'm going deeper into this because it's really the core. I asked myself, what is this video going to be about? Tips, but all of that is for the head. These truths that come out, truth without anger, it's something that I've read about in many books and also have put into practice. Truth without anger. Truth is refreshing to men. Write that down. Own it. Dance it. Truth is refreshing to men. When you read a man you can love a man through his belly or some shit like that, This is the nourishment that you can provide for him that is refreshing, open, new, exciting, because then he doesn't have to manage or understand what he thinks a woman wants or what he thinks a woman is really trying to mean. We have wanted them to be mind readers, and they're trying, and there's no way it could be. So that's why all the failing is happening. So when you speak the truth, he doesn't have to do any extra work, and he's fucking relieved. So your truth could be edgy. Your truth could sound a little fucked up. And I put that into practice today because I want Joshua to like me. I want him to think I'm cool and advanced and a super goddess. But the facts are, he didn't show up. And if he looked at the emails, he would have seen it said Eastern Standard Time. So I don't want to make him wrong. I just want to speak my truth. And my truth sounds like this. Joshua, I like that you wanted to be interviewed. And I get the sense that it wasn't a priority today. I looked back at our messages and it was clear that I'm in the Eastern Standard Time. When you want to be on as a guest, let me know and we'll work something out. Versus like desperate, like let's reschedule. When are you available next time at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? Like that kind of stuff I did do. And then I was like, ew, that feels gross. So it's okay to mess up and it's okay to retry. So it's not like you get one shot on fucking goal and then you're done. It's like you get one shot to try one time. Then you're like, that didn't work. Can I bring that up again? And here's what I want to say to you. And it feels really silly and vulnerable to bring this up again, but it's still on my mind. Listen to that again. Pause it if you need. Take notes. Great. I'm glad you're taking notes. The next part, and this is so precious. Don't give up. If you make your request once, if you speak your truth once, and it wasn't really received well, or you didn't get what you wanted, permission, I'm going to get something fun, permission to re-ask. Now, this might be even harder because you're like, Shane, I did the work. I spoke my truth. He didn't want it. It didn't, nah. Don't give up on something you want. Don't give up on something you want with a man. Not from a man, with a man. Sometimes he doesn't know any better, and you can be light about it. You can say, how about now? Here's a perfect example. So I was dating someone, and he was one of those really tall guys, and which really intimidated me. And they always do. I don't know why. They always do. And so I asked him to help me move some things. I was moving, and I asked him, and he's like, well, I got this and this and this and this and this. And I was already doing Mama Gina's work. And so I asked him again. And it just so happened that he was like, actually, I can do that today. They don't hold on to stuff like we hold on to stuff, right? So like when you ask your girlfriend, can you watch my kid, or can you loan me $100? They'll say no, and they'll remember they said no, and just on principle, they'll stick to the no. Men are open to serving us. Remember that. It's so true. I can't even say it anymore, but I will. Don't give up on what you want. It is actually really important that you work with this muscle, right? So you don't just like work out one day and then you're like, I have biceps, I have the perfect body. You have to keep at it. So blessings on the man that says no to you, because you are such a goddess and you know how to say it so elegantly without anger, without making him wrong, the thing that you want again. It really, really happens. Now, the second time I asked this very tall man, who we'll call G, he was like, he actually said it as if he'd never heard the request before. And it was such a big deal for me to ask him the first time that when I asked him the second time, I had to prepare myself. I had to like do a dance, do a jig, la-di-da-di-da. And not only all that, but I had to ask him in a recorded message and then text him that voice message. I didn't even call because I was so nervous. So it's okay to be human. And I also said to him, I'm really nervous to ask you, but I really need your help today. Now, in the future, he failed. You know, I asked him for a massage because he's a masseuse, and he didn't answer. And I was like, you know what? I'm choosing a different horse to work with now. So it's not like you have to like badger and badger and badger, but give yourself a second try to ask for what you want. They don't remember the same way that women do. There is nothing more powerful than exposing a desire. And if that desire is something that feels like vulnerable, like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to ask for this, then again, let them know. This feels really close to my heart. I don't even know if we're actually going to do it, but I do want to speak it to you. So sometimes when you ask for a desire or you speak a desire, it doesn't even need to happen. What happens so much for me, and this is pretty courageous, so if you do it, great. There was a man that I was attracted to, and on one of my Instagram stories, I wrote to him, I posted something that said, anybody want to make me breakfast? And he responded. He's like, I'd love to come over and make you breakfast. Well, that was pretty like bold. So I was like, okay, cool. So now we had this flirtation going on. But then when I saw him in person, I had built up all these stories about like, oh, what would I eat for breakfast? Would he come over in the morning? Like all this shit. And then when I saw him, I was mortified. I just felt introverted and shy because I had all these fantasies. Okay, cool. So we're at the same market. We were like at a Rockaway market. And then at the end, he was packing up. And I was like, oh my God, this can be one of those infatuations that keeps getting built upon. Or I can march my butt over to him and just say something, be messy. And that's what I did. I went over to him. I don't even know his fucking name now. And I said, I just want to tell you, when you responded to making me breakfast, a whole story happened. And I like got into fantasy world, and I feel like a weird energy around you. And I just wanted to share that with you. That was it. And he's like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you said that. I know what that feels like. Like, men want to come to our rescue. So don't work out the fantasies in your head. It's actually sexy and dommy to share that with him. Okay? So that's huge. Really own that. Another big thing. Approve of this man. That's right. Approve of him. Make your life easier by approving of him. Does that make sense? Not appeasing, not babying, not rationalizing. Approve of him. Take him for value that he's not any other man you've ever dated. Take into consideration he's doing the best he can, and you get to decide how much bullshit you want to take or not. So approve of him. I approve of this man is such a powerful way to think before you engage, before you speak. Because, you know, when you're in intimacy, it can get so narrow. And I want you to know it's a dance. But approving of yourself, right? Like Louise Hay, her favorite, most popular affirmation is, I love and approve of myself. If you can love and approve of yourself, then you can approve of him. Really take that for face value. And of course, gratitude. Be grateful, not overly grateful, right? Don't say thank you 40 million times, because then they're going to be like, what the fuck? This bitch never gets anything. Be grateful at the end of a date. Thank you. Why? Why are you thanking him? Thank you for being such a great conversationalist. Thank you for paying for my dinner. Thank you for being interesting enough. Like, give him a specific compliment so that you feel connected, so that he knows he was a good boy. I don't mean to talk about men like they're little, but we're all little inner children is at play here, and especially in dating. You know, I have a Barbie collection. So when I was little, everything was like Barbie and Ken, Barbie and Ken. They went on dates, they had sex, all this shit. And so the idea is your expectations on yourself, on him, weigh a lot. So if you give him a compliment, make it real and be grateful. And because when you're grateful, you get more. Yay! He wants that compliment again. It's like a little kid. When you look at a kid or a dog and you like, good job, guess what? Look, they do it again. So if you want your man to repeat behaviors that you like, be grateful. Point out what you like. Not just a thank you, but thank you for, boom. Thank you for opening the door. It makes me feel like a princess. You know, whatever your thing is, that's extremely important. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is don't talk shit about your man. And maybe even don't talk to a lot of people about him. People put their projections on your date, on your husband, on every fucking thing. Everybody's a fucking expert. Do not discuss your issues, your challenges, your discomforts, your irritability with a lot of people, because everyone will put shit on it. And especially when it's new and fresh, keep it to yourself. Like, you can share celebrations, but don't expose the brand new baby. It's something that's very personal and private to you. Keep it to yourself. Be extremely discerning. And when you do share things, let the other person know. I'm just sharing with you. Please don't give me any feedback. If I want feedback, I will ask you. And I ask you because I trust you. Don't talk shit about your man. All right, I hope these tips were helpful and useful, and I'm off to the fetish party, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a beautiful evening, and stay tuned, because tomorrow, I just want to let you know, if you're interested in the Fuck Your Fears February course that's coming up, there are some bonuses, so you get to save some loot and get some goodies if you've been participating in this challenge. So the course is usually $2,500, but you're going to get some bonus. Yay! Bonus goodies. So bonus goodies and some money off if you're in this energy and you've been doing the challenges. So if this is something you want to do, come to class tomorrow night and you'll see what the goodies are. Okay, the fast action bonuses are. Where is he? My little ninja. He likes to give fast action bonuses. Yeah! All right, everybody. Have a great night. Bye.